Hey, what's up, guys? Jason here. Just doing an update. Today is 5 months without Kratom. You know, it's kind of crazy is I didn't even realize it until just a few hours ago. I looked at the date and I was like, oh, I think that's the date I quit in August. So 5 months today, no Kratom. How is it going? How am I feeling? Man, it's crazy. Like, just, sometimes we can be growing and we're not aware of it. And sometimes it feels like, oh, nothing's changing. You can kind of feel like you're on a plateau or kind of being stagnant in your growth. But just recently, like this last week, I've really felt like a shift in an awareness of growth. And it's really cool. It's really cool to like be aware of growth. I mean, because we're with ourselves every day, right? When you see somebody else growing, that you don't see every day. Like say you haven't seen them in a couple weeks, you could tell. Even little kids, right? They grow so fast. If you 3-4-year-old, if you don't see them for a few weeks, you could even notice just growth in their physical body in that little bit of time, But as adults, obviously, we don't grow anymore, but not physically, at least, in height or stature. We can grow with, muscles and, fat, obviously, eating too much. But I'm talking about, like, mental growth, like, I'm become more aware of that occurring, and it's really, really cool. Like, one thing I've noticed lately is, like, memory. My memory is noticeably sharper. I'm, like, remembering people's names for the first time. I used to never be able to remember people's names. I thought it was just like something I couldn't do, And that's really, really neat. Even too, just like in a conversation, just taking it all in and being able to like respond back because I'm fully aware, fully listening to them. Instead of being distracted by my own thoughts of what I'm going to say next, or what is this person thinking of me, or what are other people around me thinking, like using kratom and just like anything, smoke weed or whatever, like it would make me more like self-conscious, right? And now like being sober for 5 months now has really like helped me take my eyes off of myself and just be present on a deeper level. Obviously confidence goes with that. I'm able to carry conversations with strangers, people I just meet, and just flow into conversation naturally, where it's like I'm actually like amazed by like this weekend I met I probably met like 7 new people last weekend. Got like 4-5 new phone numbers of new friends, people to connect with, people I just hit it off with, people at church, who we want to start, collaborating ideas and things together with. I'm really starting to grow and see who I am, what's been underneath these layers of drug abuse, of paranoia, of worries, of just caring what people think of me. Like it's crazy how like you can grow confidence, but the last thing I want is to have arrogance and pride. You know what I mean? Because that's one thing that I was aware of, and I'm still, I still have to admit, like, there's some pride in my life that I want nothing to do with. I want to completely live in humility and meekness, and but not weakness, meekness. There's a big difference. And not just be a pushover, but just to love on a just deeper, unconditional level with all my relationships, even strangers, new relationships that I'm developing. I just really feel like the love of God is flowing through me more naturally with less resistance. Before, like, I had so much stronger, like, selfishness, we're just self pride, self focused, man, self conceited, like, where I would be so focused on myself that I would miss things about other people, or miss things in conversations or relationships, and I used to try to always, like, I used to always think, like, well, what's in it for me? And I'm still realizing sometimes I'm thinking like that, because that's the wrong mindset we want to be in. It's like, when we meet with people or talk with people, we don't just want to get something out of them, but at the same time, like, something I've realized too lately is, like, we got to surround ourselves with people who inspire us, who are doing things we want to do, where we can, like, reach up to them for help, and also at the same time, we can't forget about people around us. Like, first of all, I'm not above anybody. I don't see myself more valuable than anyone. Okay, I just want to get that out right now. But, like, people who, like, need help. People that we can reach a hand down to and lift up. Like, I feel we got to do that. We got to do both. We got to reach up to people, who are just, living on a higher level, doing things, successfully, being productive. Like, I've heard a saying once, like, we got to be the weakest link in our chain, right, to become stronger, right? But like I said, we still got to reach to those other people around us who need help, who need encouragement, who need to be built up, who just need a friend, like. So we got to do both. But I found if you're trying to be that, like, rescue hero for everybody, and you're always surrounding yourself around broken people, like people caught up in addiction, people who are, broke, like, I hate to say this, but if that's the only kind of people you're hanging around with all the time, those people are gonna pull you down. I don't know if you've heard, like, the saying, like, you put crabs in a pot, none of them will escape. All of the crabs have the capability of crawling out of that pot, but what happens? The other crabs pull the crab that's trying to climb out down. So one crab tries to climb out, he almost gets out, and another crab pulls him back down. Another crab tries to climb out, and the other crabs pull him down. And that's the same with the people in our life, like, and the thing is, they can do it not even consciously. They can be doing it subconsciously, just because your success, your growth can make other people feel uncomfortable. So if you don't grow, they feel more comfortable, if you know what I mean. So it's like, I'm not saying we got to cut those people off altogether, but we got to limit and be conscious of the time we're spending with people and who we're spending time with, because we gotta, it's not in a selfish way. Like, you gotta love yourself. Self-love, like, self-discipline is self-love, and we can want to help all these people, but if we're not truly loving ourselves and being there for ourselves, then we're like, it's like having an empty cup and you're trying to share it. Like you have a cup with just a little bit of water in it and you're trying to share it with everybody. It doesn't really work. Your intentions are good, but what ends up happening is you kind of end up burning yourself out, and this is just something I've come to learn through trial and error, because honestly, I tried to be that person to try to help everyone when I had when I really needed to just help myself. I was addicted to all this stuff, and I'm trying to help other people, break their addictions. Like, we can only share what we've truly experienced and had. We can't share something we don't have, And I had no intention to even talk about this, but it just happened, and I feel there's a reason I said it. So that's that. What else? Man, just relationships are just still continuing to grow. Like my relationship with my stepmom and my little brothers and sisters and just people at church. I'm just gaining more quantity of relationships and also quality of relationships. And another thing, I just got on Facebook again after almost 3 years. I just felt like, through these last couple years of being addicted, and I just felt Facebook, was a distraction, and, I feel it's appropriate now to be back on there, reconnect with people, and I posted a video on Facebook, honestly, just talking about why I wasn't around and that I was addicted to smoke weed every day and painkillers, and so now all my friends know. It's nothing I'm very proud of, but I'm happy that they can see that I'm out of it now, and it's crazy too, because some of my old friends, man, I used to like give them, supply weed for them, like old high school buddies, and and then here I am, I'm the guy who quits, which is I'm sure it's crazy to them. What else can I tell you about what's been happening? Less anger. I'm more calm. I'm more aware of emotions when they start to come, and I'm not being a victim to them. Like, I'll be aware when I start feeling negative vibes, and I'm quicker now to shift my attitude, shift my perception, because really those negative emotions are just a sign of me looking at things in the wrong perspective, and just shift back into that attitude of gratitude. Sounds kind of corny, but just being thankful, looking at things just out of thankfulness, out of gratefulness. It's amazing what that does. It changes everything. Just one good perspective, looking at something, it just changes your reality. It's crazy. What else would I want to say? Man. Well, another thing, I don't know, man. This one's kind of hard to say, I guess, but another thing is, like, sex drive has increased, and libido has increased, my hormones, just my body chemistry is being more balanced, right? And that one's kind of challenging because right now I'm doing what's called no fap, like I'm not doing anything, like of that manner. And to be honest, I'm waiting now after I've grown stronger with God, and I just want to do what His commandments say. I want to obey and honor God. That I'm saving myself until marriage. Like, I'm not having sex until marriage, and it's crazy that I say that. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it's man, it's awesome. I never thought I'd be able to do that, and I have been. And yeah, it's like I'm not doing anything to, please myself in any sexual manner whatsoever. I'm just being pure, and because that's one thing, you can quit drugs and you can try to whatever please yourself in that way to just get a release or to get some little high out of it, or you could eat a bunch of food and because there's pleasure out of eating food. Sugar is a highly addictive substance. You could just eat a bunch of sugar. It's like we can reach to so many different things. Watch YouTube for too long. Entertainment. The list goes on. We could use anything for a distraction or an outlet to kind of just zone out instead of deal with things naturally. So that's just one thing. I'm growing that muscle, and I'll tell you one thing I really want to work on is fasting. Getting the discipline. I mean, it's not really getting the discipline. It's just taking the action. I want to fast a couple days a week, and I tell you the truth, I like eating, and I haven't done it. I feel like food has some kind of power over me that I want to conquer. So the next thing I'm working on is getting more control over my diet, eating healthier, eating cleaner, and being disciplined about that, and also fasting periodically. Not only to fast, for my body and cleanse it, and fasting has so many health benefits, but I want to fast to honor God, to put down my fleshly desires and just grow in my spirit. And last time I fasted was over a year ago, and I fasted for one day, and it was like the volume of God's voice was being turned up. I could just hear God speaking to me louder, and it was really cool, really crazy. So anyways, guys, this video is getting kind of long. I apologize for that. That's where I'm at right now. That's what's going on. If you guys want to find me on Facebook, feel free to add me. Just comment, and then we'll get connected on there. Man, I just appreciate you guys, for real. Let me know how I can help. Don't be scared. Just comment. I'm here for you guys. God bless you.